Hi buddies, welcome back to my channel. It's a baby girl again. As you already know, dear Shine Adiola. What's good buddies? I will not do now. So on today's tutorial, as you can see in the thumbnail, you guys already know what we are making. And trust me, this fabric is giving. I got it from Yeye Fabric. Yeye Fabric is just top notch. I'm not capping. Like, she gets all her fabrics from Dubai, and she sells chiffon, she sells lace, she sells Jonathan fabric or Jonathan material, if that's correct. But trust me, top notch. I mean top notch. She sells them and they are giving, no cap. Just follow her on Instagram at Yeye Fabric, and she mostly posts on Snapchat. So I would advise you to also follow her on her Snapchat as well, because first come first serve, with a rush am for Instagram and Snapchat. Okay. So on today's tutorial, as you can see in the thumbnail, like I said earlier, we are making a Maxi boo dress and a different sleeve entirely. I'm making different sleeve entirely. As you can see in this video, I tried to fold the fabric because my aim is to cut the front and the back together. So I folded it and I pinned the fabric just to get an accurate body measurement from the fabric so it doesn't move or shift when I'm trying to measure. Then after pinning, I decided to measure the full length of my client, which is 58, and I also added 1 inch allowance. Then after pinning the longer length, I decided to pin the upper parts of my fabric also. The reason why I'm pinning is just to hold my fabrics together so that when I want to cut or when I try to measure, it doesn't shift or move away from each other, if that makes sense. Then after that, as you can see, I folded the fabric into two again because the aim is to cut the front and the back together. Please note, none of these parts is trimmed off. I haven't cut out anything. I just decided to fold them together. Then after folding, then you pin it together again. When you're making use of the good quality chiffon fabric, trust me, the pinning is very important, and it doesn't exclude the beginners and the advanced people. Just in case you're wondering, is this for the beginners or for the advanced students? For both. After that, I folded my fabric into two and I did my full body measurement, which is 59 divided by 2, which is 29.5. So I did the actual full 29.5 and I chalked it and I trimmed it off. And after getting our full cut, then we can now put in our body measurement. So my client's body measurement, her shoulder is 7.5, her shoulder to bust is 9, then her shoulder to waist is 18. Then from the waist, I did from the waist to the hip is 9. Okay, and the full length is 58 and the 1 inch is for the allowance, that's 59. And a full bust measurement is 44 divided by 4 is 11, and our waist measurement is 40 divided by 4 is 10, and our hip measurement is 42 divided by 4 is 10.5. After getting the full body measurement, you can now trace them out with your ruler. And after that, you can now go from the new length. The hip measurement is 10.5. You can now increase the new length just for her to have like a free balance movement by probably 12.5 or 13, and just give it that A-shaped look from the new side just to get that free movement. After that, you can now put in your normal neck measurement, which is 3 by 3. That is 3 horizontally and 3 vertically. And after getting your neck measurement, you can now trim it off and also pin so it doesn't move. Then what we're trying to do next is to get our armhole measurement. From the bust measurement up, you can go by 4.5 because of the size. If it's a smaller size, you can do 4 inches or 3.5 inches depending on the size of the person. And after that, you can now get your actual armhole measurements for your dress. So because we actually do not need our shoulder measurement anymore, so I decided to go down by 3 inches and I joined my 3 inches towards the 4.5 inches that I measured from the armhole. As you can see, the placement of my ruler is going all the way to the 4.5 inches that I measured. And after chopping my fabric, I can now trim it off. And please always do a thorough checkup before you trim your fabric, just in case. And after trimming off the neck and the shoulder, I decided to add my seam allowance, which is 1.5 inches. And after, this is the final look of my front and back. They are both equal. So what I'm doing next is to cut out the coverage to cover the upper part. It doesn't have to be this. You can also use your hemming gum to just hem it, or you just stitch, or you use your bias. And this is what it looks like at the end. So that's my front and the back closure. And after that, I will be using this jalamia rope. I don't know what this is called, but I know most of my Muslim friends will know what this is. So please, if you are a Muslim and you know what this is, because you guys use it mostly for your jalamia, so if you know what this is called, please drop it in the comment section for me and for my viewers to know what that is called. So those ropes are the things I'll be using for my sleeves. As you can see in the display video, I'll be putting them on my sleeves.
Heaven just knows what it was.
Now welcome back to the sewing part. As you can see, I'm trying to join the folding fabric to my main fabric together, and I will also add my sleeves. And after sewing everything together, I will also take it to my weaving machine and weave the sharp mouth, just to give it that neat look and for it not to look, disorganized. And this is my first sleeve. This is how everything will look like after stitching everything together. You shouldn't be making boring sleeves for your clients. You should try the sleeve and give it to your clients. If they don't like it, come and drop the comment and tell me that Oshine Adiola, my client didn't like this sleeve that you told me to make for them. Okay, so let's proceed. Now, after putting the sleeves in both front and back of your fabric, then you can now knot your fabric so that when you want to give it a nice pressing, it will be smooth and easy for you to press. So just notch out the part you sew and give it a nice press, as you can see in the video.
I got nothing to be scared of, because we're people.
So after using your pressing iron to press the neck and the armhole together, you can now join the front and the back together and take it to your sewing machine and stitch it.
So I'll try my best to not fall apart.
And after stitching the first side of your fabric, you can now take it back to your cutting table and check the measurements. And sometimes you can also make it loose and just stitch, and your client can easily put it on and it's going to be free on them. But for me, I decided to just give it like a nice fitting, so just put side zip just to give it a fitting look and not to be too loose on my client's body. So I already chalked out the body measurement and I gave it a nice press so that it won't be very difficult for me to pass through the zip. So this is me trying to change my foot to my zip foot. If you can use your normal foot to pass in your zip, it's fine, but for me, I just find it very easy and quick to actually use my left and right foot to pass in my zip. fixing my zip, I decided to put back the normal two-faced foot just to stick down the bottom of my fabric, and I'm done. So thank you guys for watching this tutorial, and I hope you find this tutorial very helpful, and I also hope you enjoyed this video the way I enjoyed filming this video. Okay, so thank you buddies for watching this tutorial, and like I always say, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, drop your comments, anything you want me to talk about or film or do a tutorial for. Please don't forget to always drop it in my comment section. I love you buddies, I love you guys so much. Okay, thank you for the growth, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.